Germany's Green Party and the Free Democrats held a second round of exploratory coalition talks. The two parties, who placed third and fourth in last week's elections, are set to determine Germany's political future. The kingmakers in a potential coalition government are trying to find common ground. Both are at odds over which larger partner to join in a new coalition government. Negotiation talks between the FDP and the Greens, which have been expanded to include 10 members from each side, are scheduled to go on into next week.
This is a
historical moment in our society, in our country, as it is based on making politics that are not based on the lowest common denominator, but is aimed at a genuine fresh start and renewal in society. It is aimed at fulfilling the big future-building tasks together after years of stagnation. And we want to do this in coalition of three parties that hasn't been seen in this format in Germany before.
In Deutschland so noch nie gegeben hat.
Fraglos, wir haben den Status quo der vergangenen Jahre aus unterschiedlichen Perspektiven.
We all feel tasked with getting this new start in Germany organized. No question that we have criticized the status quo of the last years from different perspectives, and that's why we are in talks to see how we can overcome the things that divide us, which bridges could be built, for example, in the area of climate protection and financing. There are absolutely differences, so now we have started looking for these bridges. This process began today in a good atmosphere, but is not yet complete.
Der Prozess hat heute in einer guten Atmosphäre begonnen. Ist allerdings nicht.
The two parties, who are from opposite ends of the political spectrum, differ on a range of issues. They differ on economic policy in particular. The Greens want to raise taxes for the rich, while the FDP promise its voters the opposite. The Greens want the government to have more money in hand to finance the green transition, while the FDP wants to lower taxes and lessen government spending. On Sunday, both the kingmakers will also hold separate bilateral talks with the first and second place winners of last week's vote. The FDP will meet with the winning Social Democrats, followed by a meeting with the runner-up CDU-CSU. The Greens will meet with Social Democratic leadership and Chancellor candidate Olaf Scholz on Sunday evening. With both the SPD and the Conservatives will need the support of the FDP and the Greens to get a parliamentary majority for a coalition government. The Social Democrats narrowly defeated outgoing Chancellor Angela Merkel's Conservative CDU-CSU bloc in last week's election, but fell short of a majority. After 16 years in power, Merkel is quitting active politics, but will remain in her post until a new government is formed.